I did everything right. Went to school, got the degree, and I still don't have the job. Like, what the Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabby. Nice to meet ya. For this video, I literally wrote down in my notes, try not to have an existential crisis on camera, so we'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic and COVID, we have a lot of young adults like myself coming out of college, and unfortunately, we are unemployed or we're having a hard time finding jobs. One could make the argument that even before the pandemic, college kids were coming out of college and still having a problem getting jobs. This is confusing because if you're like me, you were taught that if you want to get a good job, then you go to college, you get your degree, and then you come out and you hit the ground running and start working, then you're a real adult. But for a lot of people, that's not happening. Now you have this bachelor's degree and you're like, what do I do now? And depending on your major, sometimes you need to pursue higher education in order to get a really good job in your field. Hence, you decide to go to grad school, either enter into a master's program or a PhD program. I'm going to be talking about my personal experience because I was one of those people who came out of undergrad and decided to pursue a master's degree. Just to give some backstory, I went to undergrad in 2013. At first, I was pursuing a degree in biology, but then I quickly realized that that wasn't for me, so I started pursuing a degree in psychology. My undergrad experience was fun. You do a lot of growing when you go away for school. You learn how to take care of yourself, you learn how to navigate the world outside of your household, which is important. During my undergrad, I always knew I wanted to pursue higher education, mainly because I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to have a PhD, mainly because I had this desire to help people. And with mental illness being such an epidemic it seemed like a good field to go into. After graduating from undergrad, I did not know if I wanted to immediately jump into grad school. So I took a year off. And then I decided I was going to get a job. That quickly failed. So I decided to apply to graduate school. The goal originally was to try to immediately get into a PhD program, but then I just decided, hey, I'm gonna apply to master's degree programs as well, just so I could have something after 2 years to show for all of my efforts versus a PhD program, which is 6 years. What if I get burnt out halfway through? Then I've wasted time and money. Student loans ain't cheap. So boom, I apply to grad school, I get in, I go in the fall of 2018. Jumping into grad school was very comfortable for me. It felt just like being an undergrad again. It felt very familiar to me. Eventually, my grad school experience soured because there was a lot of problems, particularly with the program that I was in. I'm not gonna get into that, really. That may be a story for another day. However, due to this bad experience versus spending 2 years in my master's degree program, I ended up spending 3 years instead. Yes, my wallet is not happy. However, towards the end of my grad school experience, I was fortunate enough to get an internship where I was basically an intern therapist. That allowed me also to go and work in a school while I was also doing this internship. And post my graduate school experience, once I graduated, because I was already working in a school, I was able to get a stable job. I know you guys are looking at me like, Gabby, that is wonderful. That is what everybody dreams of, to come straight out of school and to have a job. That is what everybody wants. That in itself quickly went bad. I address why that is in my video titled, Why Did I Quit My Job? That's actually the first video that I posted on my channel. But the main theme is that I started to experience severe burnout. Now, I had burnout during my grad school experience because I was very overworked and I was tired. On top of going to class, I had this internship that I was basically working like a full-time job. And then I was also doing a full-time job as well, working with children. If you've ever gone through burnout, it is a rough experience. It is horrible because you experience a lot of feelings on top of the stress and the overwhelmingness that you just feel dealing with life itself. There is also this feeling of almost dread for the future. For me personally, having this job that I hate, and now that I'm thinking about leaving, I'm also taking into consideration, what am I going to do with my future and what am I going to do with my life? I have student loans to pay. I eventually want to move out of my parents' house, and just on a basic level, health insurance. I don't have a job. I'm about to lose my health insurance. I have medical problems. I need health insurance. What am I going to do? Also having this feeling that you wasted time and you wasted money. Personally, towards the end of my grad school experience, I didn't even want to pursue the career that I thought I was going to pursue. And with that, you start thinking, I've accumulated all this debt. I have spent 3 years of my life, and now I don't even want to do what I'm in school to do. And now, to add insult to injury, I gotta pay that money back. It just all snowballs, and ultimately you just get this lost feeling. You feel like you're wandering through this world and you have no purpose, you have no passion, you feel the lowest you've ever been, and you're like, now what am I supposed to do with myself? Once I officially quit my job and I had time to really sit down and process what was going on, I realized that I had been through a lot these past 3 years. Not only that, I had been through a lot within this last year. I graduated in May 2021 with my master's degree in counseling psychology. I accomplished that in the wakes of a pandemic that was happening. And after I quit my job in October 2021, I sat and I made a choice and I made a decision to give myself some grace, to allow myself to look at what I accomplished in the circumstances that I had to accomplish it in. I realized something, that I, like many people, are just doing the best that I can. Honestly, I'm in my late 20s with no job, living with my parents, and I am the happiest that I have ever been. Having parents that support me and allow me to do YouTube and who are allowing me to pursue my passions is a blessing. On top of the job market being trash, employees are overworked and underpaid and underappreciated. Through learning about myself and looking at my life, I don't think I want a traditional job. People say that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And that is what I want to get to. I do not dream of labor. When people have asked me in the past, what is my goal in life? I would always say that I want to be happy. I just want to be happy. In the past, or even now, people have tried to shame me or try to make me feel bad about not working or not wanting to work. I'm really at a point in my life where if you're not my parents or you're not somebody who's actively trying to take care of me, then you can shut the bleep up. I don't care what you have to say. And if I'm being honest with myself, I never really did care what people said. You can't tell me nothing when I've seen people who actively hate their jobs, or people who have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to have the bare minimums in life. And I'm not discrediting them. I'm not shaming them. They're making it happen, but it just can't be me. I just can't personally do that. I can't actively walk through this life being unhappy and doing something that I hate just in the name of survival. I don't want to come off as spoiled or entitled. entitled. I say all this to say, life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes we have bumps in the road and we have obstacles that we have to overcome. And you don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed that you don't have it all figured out yet. You're doing amazing, sweetie, and give yourself some grace. You're trying your hardest and you're still trying to figure it out. And especially coming straight out of college in this state that the world is in, nobody really knows what's going on and nobody really knows how to navigate it. So try your way. Try some stuff. You'll find something that you like to do or something that you're passionate about. Don't be afraid to start over either. It's okay to go back to ground zero or try to live beneath your means, to pursue different activities or different passions or try different things that you want to do or you may want to do. Don't listen to the outside noise. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to what they have to say about your dream. You go out there and you go get it. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. As always, I love you all so much for listening. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share your story. Tell me about your college experience or coming straight out of college and not being able to get a job. Tell me about your experience in the comments section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty.